On behalf of Bureau Veritas, I welcome you all in this webinar. We have this fourth series of food webinar, and this is the scheme. This is a webinar where we're going to launch this new certification scheme. So, my dear friends, let me take this opportunity to offer for all the people who have joined on all across the world the first ever vegetarian certification scheme. Uh, Satvik certification, the vegetarian certification program. The, the program is based on Satvik vegetarian standard. So this standard is developed jointly by Bureau Veritas and Satvik Council of India. So we have a team from Satvik Council of India who have joined, and we are also going to present Mr. Abhishek Viswas, who is the founder, and he is going to take some more insights into this scheme about some of the technical aspect. But to give you some overview about this requirement, BV is working exclusively with Sattvic Council of India as a technical knowledge partner, and and Sattvic Council of India is providing all technical support for developing this scheme. They have done extensive research on this subject, and along with Bureau Veritas, we have make this program for all manufacturers, for all those who want to claim their products to be vegetarian. So before we start, a quick summary of this this webinar. We are going to discuss about this scheme. That's the first agenda, and the requirement of this program, the process, the approach that we are going to take while certifying organization and to accepting the process and meeting the requirements, and the Satvik standard. We're going to share some of the essential requirement of the Satvik standard. The key requirements, of course, where we are having those important aspects, those important elements related to the vegetarian requirements, related to standard, which will finally give you this give you this opportunity to claim this your product or your process to be vegetarian or Satvik, meeting the requirement of Satvik. So Satvik vegetarian standard basically serves dual role. It is for all those organizations which serves vegetarian products, opposed to all consumers, and those who claims product as vegetarian in nature. So that's one of the prerequisites. That's a requirement. If you are making any type of vegetarian products and you want to claim those products as vegetarians, which is of course the nature of the vegetarian. So that also we'll discuss on this scheme requirement. What are those nature of vegetarian programs? Secondly, second aspect of this scheme is to improve its overall performance in respect to the vegetarian quality assurance. So whether you are consistently meeting the requirement with respect to the supply chain, the product quality, the type of service that you are giving to meet the requirement of the consumer or the customers, with the all applicable statutory as well as regulatory requirements. So wherever you are belong to, whether you are in India or wherever across the world, the legal regulations is the base of this product, because this is a food product. So food related regulatory requirements is of course we cannot omit that. That's a must requirement and additional requirement. This is again as a voluntary standard which is of organizations can take. The second potential benefit is of course the potential risk associated with the type of products that you are manufacturing, and what is that organizational objectives, whether you are certifying, you are claiming that my product is free of this component, this is ingredients which are of animal ingredients or animal use. So that type of risks which are all associated. So that's also a part of this of this as a part of the benefit of this products. And third is the organization's ability to meet the requirement. We have developed this standard and we named this standard as Sattvic Management System Standard. So conformity with the requirement of the standard is must. So that is also we're going to discuss. So in order to produce a product as a vegetarian or a Sattvic product, there are certain criteria. It must comply with certain rules, certain process, certain processing aids, and you cannot hide it. It should be transparent for the consumers. So it should meet the requirement of the all resources that you are using while making those products, the compliance with respect to the standard, as I said, the regulatory standard and the requirement of the standard. So everything it should be there in order to claim the product to be a Sattvic. Well, when we say Sattvic, I mean this is a term which will be coming quite often in this standard. Let me first tell you how this word has derived. This is a term which is common in Indian philosophy, and Sattvic means pure, something which is of pure in nature, or it is something which gives more energy, very clean. So all those things, very honest, something which is a rudiment of life. So all this terminology comes or associated with the term Sattvic. So we use this term as Sattvic because we say that this scheme is more pure, and this scheme is we mean for certain things which are as claimed to be pure. So those requirements is a part of this. This is a terminology which we are using as a part of this standard. But again, Sattvic has come up from the Indian philosophy called Sattva, which is for different type of requirements. As I said, the Sattvic means purity, healthy, and harmony, all those things, which is, of course, a part of this process. There is also another term called Rajasic and Tamasic. Probably some of you maybe heard of this term as well. A Rajasic diet, this is we commonly use it in terms of the diets or the food that we use. A Rajasic diet commonly consists of food which maybe rich in taste, or something which is more use of onions and garlics and some of the deep fried foods, use of extensive use of sugars, caffeines, chocolate. So all these things which we term it as a Rajasic. That means something which give you means for stress, angers, restlessness. All those things are all where we take this as a Rajasic food. Or the next is Tamasic diet, which is of chiefly consists of the food which is like reheating of the foods, or something which is processed with some chemical ingredients, for example, or maybe use of different non-vegetarian ingredients like a meat, eggs, all those things. Use of tobaccos, those things. Those type of foods will mean for give you dull, or maybe it will give you unimaginative type of response, or unmotivated, or give you a sort of a carelessness. Or so all those terminologies are which are there in the Sattvic certification or requirements. So those things been taken out from those Indian philosophy, and we have made it as a scientific way to those who are use different type of technological use of different food processings. Of course, the scientific way, as well as requirements from our Indian philosophy and Indian requirements, of course. So going back to some of the studies, which is are all there in the public domain. Of course, you can go and verify all this data. Global market, globally, vegetarian products claim to be 15.8 billion. That's the overall total market, and it is growing. The vegetarian products are growing, and it is estimated to be growing to about 9%, and maybe by 2025. And if I say the primary, those who are belong to the primary based product, like use only plant-based products, primary plant-based products, that contribute to somewhere around 4 billion. India, of course, is the number one in terms of the vegetarian or vegetarian people who consumes more number of vegetarian foods. So it contributes somewhere around 23 to 37%, that number. So globally, vegetarian populations, the reason for the vegetarians are various. Of course, some of them are because of different faith. There may be some ethics, maybe some environmental reason, because it is also that non-vegetarian products consume more amount of energy, whereas vegetarian products consume less amount of energy. So sustainable way of cooking and sustainable meeting the sustainability purpose also meet as far as the vegetarian foods are concerned. So, and it is also more healthy and economic way of having the products, the vegetarian products. As I said, animal products, there are more amount of energy required to cook a proper food. But yes, having said that, let me also tell that we don't encourage or we don't discourage, anybody who is a non-vegetarian or a vegetarian. It is up to the choice of the people or the individuals, and it is also switching off from a non-vegetarian to a vegetarian product is also not so easy, because you have to meet certain diet requirements, and you have to meeting some of the process steps, considering your health aspects also, certain disciplines to be followed. So these are all things are very important. If you look into the present aspect, because this is a COVID situation, most of our people are working from home, and one of the important issue with the health is lifestyle disorder. Due to sedentary lifestyles, people have started suffering from different type of problems, or maybe a different type of health issue, gaining weights, so many different type of issues. So one way is to improve your lifestyle. More and more people are moving from towards the vegetarianism also. That's one of the aspect of having a moving forwards to the vegetarian certification or vegetarian diets. Now, little more detail about this process or the approach of this requirement certification scheme. Now, we all know this vegetarian food products, different type of diets, and India is, of course, full of different type of vegetarian products. Somewhere, someone using egg as a vegetarian, some are using fish as a vegetarian products. So vegan, which is a common word where people use it when they say that no use of any vegetarian, no use of any non-vegetarian products or any animal source. So I'll come into that. But lifestyle of different type of vegetarian in India is also different. Now, as I say, India is having maximum use or maximum number of vegetarian foods. It is the largest or biggest country where the maximum number of vegetarian people stay. So a common term where we use in vegetarian is a vegan. So vegan is quite often we use it with the vegetarian terminology. So let me tell you, this certification is not a vegan certification. This is a vegetarian certification. That's That's the requirement. That's why we are used it as, and that's why we have designed this standard. We used vegan is normally, as I said, used to derive of any product which is excludes any kind of animal products or maybe anything which is derived as a byproduct also from the animals, or anything that includes any kind of animal cruelty or animal exploitation. All these things vegans doesn't allow. So in food, in a real way, in food, vegan means inclusion of any kind of non-vegetarian products. In our standard, this is also a case, but we don't call it as a vegan certifications. We use the vegetarian certification scheme. No non-vegetarian, no meat products can be used, but we don't restrict the way that vegan has directed. Okay. Now, one also way of defining it is that use of vegan product is not so easy because many food manufacturers, restaurants, which are coming up and they claim it as a vegetarian, alternatives to the regular foods. It's not so easy because you cannot give an alternate solutions of right kind of diet, right kind of protein intake, and an alternate, for example, of milk, alternate of dairy products or a butter. So, for example, if you are having you are a vegan and you have also a nut allergen, you cannot use a soya or maybe you cannot use a almond milk, even if you have a problem with, I assume, a soya milk also. So that becomes a very difficult test. And also the product, the right type of product to get the right type of flavor, right kind of texture, right kind of appearance, right kind of quality, right kind of ingredients. These are all things are also a challenge. And most important thing is that vegan products also very costly in India, and it's not easily accepted or easily available. So that's one of the reasons. So we call it as an Indian Indian way of for the certification of vegetarian certification, mostly for Indians. But yes, it is something that across the world anyone can use it if you are meeting those requirements. Okay. Now there are in this scheme there are two levels basically. One is a vegetarian certifications and a sattvic certification. So both the standards is common. The vegetarian certification, the vegetarian sattvic certification, and sattvic certification, which of course there are some additional requirements. So sattvic, when you call the sattvic requirements, we normally use it for when something which is, as I said, very pure and it has got some important elements also. Of course, free of any garlic and free of any onions, free of certain vegetables which are not accepted in sattvic. You cannot use certain ingredients if it is derived from those manufacturing or processing aid or manufacturing process as well. Certain ingredients, certain use of some dyes, certain use of some chemicals, and you cannot use a product for prolonged time also. Its shelf life of the product is also important as far as sattvic is concerned. So a very high shelf life of the products is not recommended in the sattvic certification scheme. Something which is very pure, it should be consumed maybe over a period of time, maybe 1 or 2 day time, and that should be complete. So vegetarians, of course, we given a little flexibility in the requirement. We have given it in a way that it is accepted for a mass market, considering that many people can afford it and they cannot comply with that stringent requirement. Maybe certain requirement of vegetarians, for example, they want to use that onion and garlic still in the process. They want to use pickles, which is restricted in the sattvic requirement, but it is accepted in the vegetarian certificate. So this is a basic difference in the requirement of vegetarians with respect to the sattvic requirement. I hope here we'll have a discussion maybe in case if you want some detailed understanding on the requirement. Okay, time. So now going into the requirement of the standard. So this standard is basically, as I said, based on three criteria. One is, of course, regulatory aspect is one important requirement, complying with the management system standard, and there is a Satvic Satvic requirement, which is more on the product ingredient. So, what kind of sector where it can be used? It can be used in a manufacturing, anywhere who wants to make a Satvic product, a Satvic biscuit or a Satvic cake or a Satvic, beverages, non-alcoholic beverages, of course. So they can use it considering that all the process are compliant. Any restaurants, they want to use any Satvic ingredients in the restaurants and they want to serve it to the guest or to the customer or the consumers. Based on those ingredients, they can cook, considering that the process of Satvic and the manufacturing process complying to the requirement of Satvic are all met. Then we have also have a packaging and a consumer product. So this is something we are still in the process. We are still not upgraded ourselves on those requirements. But if in case if you are just manufacturers, even not a manufacturers, you are just a storage unit where you're storing the products, or you are just a transporters, or you are at a retail units, you are not manufacturing, you are not cooking, but you are just serving or maybe just sell the products, then also you are applicable for getting this certification. So prerequisites is, of course, the compliance requirement, use of certain ingredients and additives as per the prescribed limits. The first is the regulatory requirements, and then also considering the Satvic requirements. Then the labeling is also in the way that you want to, you are going to packing the products and label the products, the ingredients, the way that you're going to use those ingredients in your label. So that is also one of the prerequisites, and also the hygienic conditions. So hygiene is one of the important aspect of the Satvic standard as far as the contaminations are concerned. So any kind of mixing, any kind of contamination from a non-vegetarian to vegetarian products. So these all things are important, as well as the personal hygiene, medical health, and all those things which are we consider it during our GMP process, our good hygiene practice, and all that thing. A supply chain, why we encourage that your ingredient should also be a Satvic ingredient, or else at least the meeting to certain level the as far as the purity is concerned. So you have to give a proper justification that this all requirements are met. You properly verify all this suppliers before you are getting the product at your place. Shelf life, you are not you are having a proper defined shelf life of the products as far as purity is concerned. So, considering all the nutritional requirements are concerned. So these things all will be considered in the Satvic management system standard. And of course, with the Satvic certification scheme, you're also going to get a proper health benefit, because it will give a proper, because you're using a product which will be free of any ingredient. You're going to use a product which, if any bad ingredients, rather any kind of harmful dyes, preservatives, or else all natural products that are going to be there in the product. So this is something that which is in the standard. Next is certain principles in the Satvic management system standard that we have defined. There are 5 basic principles in this standard. The first is, as I already explained you, based on Vedic gunas, like Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Then there is also Panchatattva. There are also the way that Indian ancient philosophy of which is the universe is made up of 5 ingredients. So fire, water, sky, air, and earth. So those things are also considered in the part of those process in the Satvic standard. And the facility layout. So the way that you have, of course, as far as the hygiene conditions are concerned, the way and design of the instruments, as well as the facility, flow of the materials, movement of the people. So all those things are also important aspect as far as the Sattvic principles are concerned. There are certain additional requirements other than the GHP or GMP that you follow, or FSMS, whatever it you are following. So there are certain additional requirements which also need to be considered in the Sattvic management system standard. Two requirement, you are all, if you are already in the food industry, then probably you have your aware of this hazard assessment or hazard analysis or critical control point, or commonly known as HACCP or HACCP, whatever you are using. So identifying what are your doings, identifying the hazards, having proper control points, mitigating the hazards, and proper way of doing a PDCA across the process. So there's all things based on the 7 principle of the HACCP is also considered in the Sattvic principle. And we have defined the standard in such a way that all the elements of the management system, when I say management system, I'm talking about the QMS management system, of course, the high level structure that I'm talking about, which is, of course, now in all the ISO standard now, whether it is QMS, FSMS, FSSC, 14,000, 18,000, 45,000, everywhere it is high level structure. So you have a opportunity to integrate this standard with your management system standard. So you can always integrate it, because some of the elements are common, then there is additional requirement. So all the elements like customer focus, leadership, product approach, process approach, improvements. So these all things are all considered in the Sattvic management system standard. So this is the structure of the Sattvic standard. As I said, high level structure, clause 4 to clause 10. All the requirement. There are certain things which are added. For example, in the leadership commitment, the requirements are certain way that we have defined it. In case of FSTL, we call it as a Sattvic task force. The responsibility and authorities under clause 5.1 we have added. So like that way, we have also identified certain requirement. We have incorporated as per the requirement of the standard, and the standard doesn't end in clause 10. There's an annexures. So annexures A, B, C, D, E. These 5 annexures. Where an informative annexure, there is a guidance document and normative annexure. So these all annex are there in the Sattvic, and there are certain Sattvic restrictions like prohibited and restricted substances, which to use, which are not to use. So we have also list of ingredients which can be used, and based on those ingredients, you can always go and get it from the supplier. If we're facing any difficulty in getting the supplier, we have a team from Sattvic Council of India. We can always help you to find out the right supplier that all required. Now the how to get certified. Now this certification process, like Sattvic management system standard, 3 steps. The first one, as I say, is the food safety, the scientific way of identifying hazards and mitigating the hazards, where as far as the contaminations with respect to the incoming materials, the process, and the end products are concerned. So these steps is common in the standard. And now if you want to go for a vegetarian certifications, then there is a additional requirement, which is to trace and track the products right from the raw material to the end consumers. So every time when you are purchasing, every details you need to have a record of that. So during a process, there is also a process defined in this standard, where there is a mass balance which need to be performed by the site, and they need to be demonstrated during the time of audit. You have to also send a written details to the certification body, Bureau Veritas, in certain interval of time, that how much of ingredients you have purchased, how much have been processed, what is the leftover. So this complete traceability details need to be demonstrated and submitted to Bureau Veritas. So that's something which ends in which is a vegetarian. Now, if you're going for a sattvic certification thing, there are additional requirement, which is why I call it as a gunas vulnerabilities. So in this case, you have certain additional requirements which you have to meet. For example, the design and layout of the requirements, the process. As I said, the structure, infrastructure, and the equipments. These all things will be the layout and type of planning. So those things will be a part of these vulnerabilities. Like we considering all type of vulnerabilities and something that the organization has to define based on the requirement of the standard, and then that will be verified during the time of audit. So methodology is basically to identify different type of categories. So we have identified the categories based on some codex requirements. So every category has some codes which has been defined by Sattvic Council, and this is something a very nice exercise which is done by Sattvic Council of India. They have done a very extensive work on identify each and every category, each and every process. There is certain codes. Along with that, the regulatory aspects, the process approach, type of setup. Like if you are a small scale industry, or you are a medium industry, or if a large scale industry, how many number of people that you are serving, what is the capacity, and how much. If you are bigger size, then how much you are doing. So those also will be considered during the process of implementation, as well as during the process of audit. Sorry, can you mute your phone, please? The next is about the monitoring process. As I said, monitoring approach. Every time there should be a proper monitoring of each and every ingredient, each and every process. You have to in the food safety management system approach, we have CCP or OPRP. In this case, we have defined it as only critical points. So it is the organization who has to identify the control points and based on the hazards and risk assessment and define it. So it's only control points. No need to segregate as a OPRP. It's a process related or a critical points. Everything will be a critical point. And the third one is the verification process. That is something that we do during the activity during the type of audit and confirmatory assessment process. So as I said, the requirement is based on the site, the process, the aids that you are using, type of informations, and then finally all these things will be verified during the audit. Okay, so last one about the Sattvic certification mark. Bureau Veritas as certification along with Sattvic Council of India use a common certification mark that will be a guarantee that each product meets the requirement of Sattvic. That means no use of any meat ingredient, no use of fish, no use of all these different ingredients which are restricted in the Sattvic, prohibited substances, and your adherence to the requirement of the Sattvic standard procedure process, as well as organizations, as well as the regulatory requirement. So one part of the requirement of the certification mark is the testing requirement. So during the process, although the regulator has also defined the testing frequency, the requirement of testing frequencies and everything, still there is a requirement that during the time of audit, there will be samples which will need to be drawn and need to be sent to the laboratory for testing. So testing of the microbiological testing, chemical tests, testing, toxins, all GMO testing, all these things will be done during the process to verify that prohibited substances and all that thing. Next is about the training. So we can also give you training. You can purchase our standard and you can go through and learn the standard, or you want the training, how to implement it, how to define it in your process. So Sattvic implementation training. We can also give you Sattvic train the trainers training, where you can do the training and you can give it to your staffs or your employees as a supervisor. And finally, the auditing requirements based on the requirement of ISO 17065 requirement guidelines, as well as the Sattvic requirements, as well as the management system requirements. So all these things, and of course the traceability, which is the important aspect of the auditing process. So all these things will finally be responsible. If you are meeting all the requirement of this standard, then this is the certificate which will be granted by Bureau Veritas, and you will get a certification mark on the certificate. As it is a process-based certificate, so you can use it as per the guidelines given by certification body on different materials as per the defined requirement. And of course, on the right side, you can see the Satvik standard. Thank you. In case if you have any other questions, of course, we'll take up questions, so we can discuss it, and you can write it to us. You can get my mail ID. You can give it to mail it to our BB office also. They will pass it to the right person for a proper reply. Thank you.
Yeah. I've shared my email ID, and for some of the chats, some of the questions I've already answered on the spot. If there are further questions, you can always send. Thank you, Dr. Kaushik. Now it is the turn of Mr. Abhishek Bishwas to speak on Satvik Council of India and his plans. And later on, we'll go for the questions and answer. And if participants wish, we will continue the technical discussion in more detail. Abhishek ji, over to you.
Sir, good afternoon. How are you?
Very good afternoon. We are all fine, sir.
Yes, sir. Actually, I would just start with it was really a good presentation done by Kaushik ji, and we are really enthusiastic about the entire scheme what we are trying to launch, and the way Bureau Veritas is working on this is tremendous. The effort put into the entire team. Congratulations to you, Prabhu sir, that without you this would have never been happened. And apart from that, the kind of revolution what we are now going to give to the world is, I think, is going to make history, because around the world, the vegetarian society has been lacking a lot of things. There were problems, for fooding. There were problems in the food court. There were problems during the journey. There were problems. They were not satisfied if they go to a social market or a normal market. They can just pick up a product and eat because they really don't know what's inside that product. So all these questions and all these, in fact, even when you go for the dining, that's also a very difficult situation for people who really are vegans and who are really vegetarians, and they really don't get that kind of a faith or a logo which actually tells them that they can actually drink or eat or sit here in the environment. They are a kind of safe. I think that Bureau Veritas is going to be a landmark organization in putting this up to the world. And I again thank to the entire team of Bureau Veritas for this effort. But I would just try to give you a small in view of what what we are, because there are a lot of participants here who've joined us, and they really want to know what Satvik is all about. I mean, this is the what Kaushik sir just explained was about the entire certification, that how it will be promoted. But I would like to give a small bird's eye view on what exactly Satvik looks like, for the thing. So I'll be sharing my screen for a while. So can I do that?
Yeah, please do that. We have not yet got the screen.
All right. Just a moment. Sir, can you see the screen?
Yes, we can see, but you need to minimize your Teams Meet screen. Your PPT has to come up. Yeah.
All right, just a moment. Sir, is it visible now?
I think it's just on its way.
Yeah.
No, not yet.
Mhm.
We can see your screen, but you need to minimize the Teams. Yeah, now it's fine.
Is it okay now, sir?
Yeah, it's perfect. You can go for the presentation mode. Yeah, okay.
All right. So I will just start with what the Sattvic Council, started about. Like it just came into my mind that that in 2011, when I was actually was working in. Just a moment. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, we can hear.
All right, all right. So the entire during that time, I used to travel in the Southeast Asian part, and I used to see the way the entire halal faculty was working towards towards the non-vegetarian part, because before halal there was serious problems with the meat contamination worldwide. That's why that actually intrigued me to actually have this knowledge that that why there has to be a vegetarian, there has to be a quality assurance for the vegetarian people also, because usually that was not asked, because a lot of people who were vegetarians, they didn't bother about what they were eating and what they were not. The drivers of the concept, threshold of vegetarian, threshold of vegetarian standards early in 2010. Western Europe started to adapt vegetarian lifestyles, about 10 years back. Vegetarian forums burst on social media. Though at those times, plant-based product and process companies were just emerging that time. And usually, what happens is when you are basically the dietary and the medical problems, because of that is one of the major carrier for that was a major carrier for people to convert to vegetarian. So halal actually was shifting its focus into the vegetarian categories, which is did by early 2014 and 2015 and later. I mean, you could find a halal logo on a Coke can. The rise of vegan and vegetarian lifestyles is just a small area where you can see from 2001 and it goes up to 2019. So you can see, and even for the gluten-free products, they are also on the rise actually. This is a small synopsis of what Sattvic has been doing. I mean, Sattvic was initially we started with research and ideation. In 2014, we established Sattvic Council. In 18, the first manual was released. In 20, we re-established the Sattvic Council of India and made it basically a national body. Then we started researching in the areas of kitchen, farming, and dairy. So which we are coming up, all the manuals are there available. By 2021, we actually released our third kitchen manual. We were accredited by the BIS, Ministry of Skill, IRCTC, and we also got inside the NSQF. So this is what is in later parts, you will find a lot of Sattvic certified course, Sattvic certification courses are available with all the deemed universities in India. We've already gone that. It will be there in coming September. A person can actually pick up a diploma from a university and actually go through Sattvic. Why Sattvic is going to be the strong, assurance faith certificate assurance by 2025? We are looking at a bigger vision in terms of what we are looking next in the in the next 4 years, which are after pandemic, the entire synopsis has changed. So, pure dietarian lifestyle is a new way, organic, vegetarian suddenly has a new meaning, I mean, post-pandemic, the entire way of lifestyle has been changed. You could see there are a lot of so many, dietary, nutraceutical things are available, which are basically based on organic setups, which are basically based on Ayurveda. So I mean, there is a whole new product range. So we've been following just to give you a remark that we were just trying to see that in the last pandemic, in the last 1.5, 2 years, how many companies have come up who are basically producing nutraceuticals? And you would see 400, and we only focused on people who were selling through social media. That was a part of the research. So we could see that there were more than 400 companies with various products. You can say if you get inside, the SKU would be more than 1,200 or maybe 2,000 SKUs are available today, which you can particularly buy from the Facebook or Instagram or various online setups. So 1 in a millennium are vegans or vegetarians. That's what today that's what the thing for today's, and it's growing basically. The next generation is turning away from the plant animal products, because actually that is where the catch is. Now people are since the plant-based companies have come up, so people really are not interested in killing animals, and PETA is how PETA has actually come up in the last so many years, and they are so much they are so much into activation right now. So percentage of consumers indicating a current trying to reduce their meat consumption has increased. You could see just the thing, and these are all 2019, 2020. So you could just see how the entire thing looks like, right? So this is very interesting that 62% plant-based meat. They actually will. They were into CGIAR in 2013 and 2017, but the forecast, which is coming here now, is 4.2 billion US dollars. That's what we are looking at, and that's what the market is. That's what people will be really looking at. Getting certified and telling to people, no, it is 100% vegetarian product. This is a small thing which yesterday my team gave me, and I wanted to show it in the presentation, that the Net Gala this time, and that's one of the happening, fashion, it's the most celebrated fashion thing right now by Vogue. And they have actually now this year, the entire menu is based on 100% plant-based. So where do you see our certification going? I mean, so for example, probably in 2020, this could be certified by Saathi. So I would just give you a small review of the number of the listings and the year type, in vegan and vegetarian. So you can see the rise of vegan, and vegetarian and vegan are kind of this. I think they are kind of the same in terms of principles, but they are a little bit more. They go one step further, saying that the entire plant, the entire animal and animal-based products are prohibited. But the second level is always vegetarian, because we say that, all right, we in the vegetarian part, we say the usage of milk is okay with us, and the milk products is okay. So the vegetarian food market globally, this is a small trend, you could say. The soy, basically oats, wheat, almonds, others. They are the basic source of the entire shift. You can see from this is basically a forecast from 2020 to 2025. So it will be available in the distribution channel, meat substitutes, dairies, alternatives, especially the region. I'm just talking about the European region right now. There are other regions also, but just to make you understand where we are, where the food impact is going to get inside in the next 5 years. Now, market, how people are going to feel about being vegetarian. But this is a very interesting slide. A percentage of vegetarian choosing ethics or environment as a motivator. So you could see, starting from the age 18 to 24 till 65, you see the average is, it's basically a shift. So nearly the new age, the 18 to 24, which is going to be, and the 30 to 34, 25 to 34, which is the new millennium, and which is going to be the next, in the next 4 years, they are going to come up. So their choice, you could see what is the kind of choice they have and what are going to be their choices in the next coming years. And if the choices have increased, it means there has to be has to be a body which actually assures them that whatever they are eating is correct. Again, it's a small, because people are getting more towards fitness. So you can understand 18 to 24, they are getting more towards fitness, 25 to 34, again, see the shift. So this is a very, this actually makes us feel that where is the market and how it is going up and why this market is going to come up. The new meat, I think everybody knows this today. The plant-based meat is basically going global now. I mean, India, I've been trying a lot of samples of companies who are talking to us today, asking us to come on, for certification, and they send us the product and they send the lab, they even send us the lab reports, and they want us to come to the facility and see how they are doing. But can you see $320 million market in the next 2025, and this market is all ours, because that will not make sense that if halal certifies it or ISO certifies it. Basically, this market, it will value a vegetarian certification, and it will always value and it actually, even the moment they are outside in the market, they will actually feel the kind of they will feel the requirement of this kind of a certification, that yes, we require a vegetarian certification which is exclusively and only for vegetarian purity. Let's go back. I'm just going back to about 10 years later. So where the vegetarian and veganism in the most popular around the world, United States, Canada, New Zealand, just see it's a 2010 chart, right, which I took out. Now you see the 2020 market. Now I'll again go back. I'll say now you see the United States, Canada, New Zealand, Australia. You will find United Kingdom maybe on the 10th place, or South Africa, Israel. There is no, and by 2020, you would say United Kingdom is on the top. Australia comes next. Israel comes the third. Australia comes fourth. New Zealand comes fifth. Germany seventh. Comes sixth. Sweden, Switzerland, Canada, United States comes on the 50. It basically has come down. But all these, countries have basically shifted from vegetarian to veganism. So usually there are downtrends of every concept and technologies available around the world. So probably 10 years before, or 20 years back, a Walkman produced by Sony, today it's got a downtrend, so nobody's using it. So it's basically all technology shift, how people take it. So I'll just take a small example. Please don't. I'm just trying to explain how the entire philosophy works through. So I would just put up some things in halal, basically, because now this is a vegetarian product which was halal certified, and it did not had anything to do with meat. So that's what it was boycotted. All these halal, various products which are basically non-halal products, which are basically non-meat products. They are also that when you put up halal with them, so a vegetarian society will always look at halal for a meat product, because that's what they are famous for. McDonald's also said that all the halal certificates, if you want to ask, we can just ask it. That's not a problem. This is a very important thing, that EPIDA basically, there is no condition by the government of India that only halal meat to be exported, and halal certificate agencies are directly respective to importing countries. No government agency has to do with it. So these kind of trends are coming up because that a subjective area was actually breached, and they wanted to come inside the vegetarian place, and vegetarians in the place of vegetarian, there was no such organization, or there was no such certification who could provide a pure vegetarian certificate, saying that this product doesn't have animal DNA. Now, Bureau Veritas and we are proud and to have a 5-year contract with them, and we are basically now looking forward to to put this thing worldwide. These are certain codes which we have opened, around 20 codes for certification which we have opened. which will actually, give the entire idea of how a kitchen, how a vegetarian product should be certified. These are the basic areas where we would see that, the handling possibilities, how the vegetarian putting up the entire, chain, getting it certified that no, it is a vegetarian product. It is handled like a vegetarian product. It is transported like a vegetarian product. It is actually given to a customer like a vegetarian product should give. It should, or like a served like a vegetarian product, it should be served. So exploring together, I'm just trying to give, this is a very interesting slide, which actually tells us the market, because at the end of the day, we all are interested in the market. Whosoever is joined today, they are also would be interested in how this new certification would bring in. So I would just try to give you an idea that according to a CAGR, $24 billion is the entire vegan food market and vegetarian market available. So how we are doing it with association of three primarily areas. You can just take a review of certification procedure. These are the like about 8 steps how the certification is going to go, which already Dr. Kaushik has explained. Train the trainer, the TOT programs, which will actually help us to promote the certificate, to bring in the train the trainers project with the government of India, giving the skill, putting the skill ministry on the league, and there'll be people like BIS, Bureau of Indian Standards, the National Council of Hotel Management and Catering, the IRCTCs, the Indian Railways would be a part of this, the entire synopsis. The research development is one of the orientation with what we are doing majorly with the government government projects. So these are certain upcoming projects which we are coming up with IRCTC, Khadi India, National Skill Development, National Council of Hotel Management, and IHM Ranchi was, I would always mention, because they were the first people to actually accept us and put it to the National Council. So these are some of our associates who are basically with the Sattvic Council all the time. They are always into us, and there are two. The Amity University has plays a very, very important role. The Uttra University in Malaysia, they are also really appreciating what we are doing, and the entire programs, the TOT programs, will be available online for them also. Little bit about Sattvic contribution to Skill India. We would say that Sattvic Kaushal Vikas Mission, which is basically an association with Ministry of Skill, which actually is an online portal. We recently have an online education portal, did wonders. This is Sattvic Kaushal Vikas Mission, because in future we'll be putting up all the TOT trainings, and everything would be available on this panel. And recently we did a huge program, SEED, which was basically skill enhancement and internship development. So there were more than 4 colleges around India, and there were more than 300 registrations, which came with the first batch even we announced. And this was basically about it was 360-degree program about how the food certification would look like in the next 2 or 3 years, and what are the engagements of this entire the program was that how the student got a 360-degree angle of the entire knowledge of what he could get from it. Was a superbly crafted program, and a lot of agencies also helped us to actually enhance this program. This basically our small model which I want to show that Skill Council of India, Skill India, PMRY, Pradhan Mantri Rozgar Yojana, and the MSME. So we are looking at all these 3 areas where the Skill India would provide the skill. The PMRY is going to interpret the job interpretation with all the food certification programs and lab assistants, and there's a variety of, and the MSME is going to support these programs to enhance the that's what we have actually proposed to the government also. This is what a chart looks like, where we say this: how do we provide this skill? We put it up, and then it goes to the various departments and agencies. the vision of Satvik India is that we really want to launch ourselves worldwide. So we look at a 7 big. Right now we have divided our koshers into the 7 big markets of the world. Satvik Council, in America, so these are the 5-7 regions which we have done, and these 3 regions have already been activated. So we have an activation going on in the America. We have an activation in Dubai, and we have activation in Bangkok. So Bangkok will be taking care of all the ASEAN region, and then probably once the certificate gets bigger, so we'll be going into different countries. Dubai is going to take care of the GCC. So we are going to have, so we're already having an office in Dubai. So the licensing can be conducted from there also for different products, various products. And Americas, we recently activated America. It's really fresh, like about a week back. UK, we'll be starting up. I think we have some technical issues with the company. So, but we'll be starting up probably in the next couple of months. So we'll be activating at least 4 to 5 zones in the next coming 6-8 months, where the restaurants can say, anybody who's got a vegetarian restaurant wants a Satvik certification, we can actually do the audit. And of course, Bureau Veritas can do it anywhere in the world. So there's no questions about it. So this is the 2025 vision of Satvik, where we say that we want to get inside the travel, we want to get inside, we already into cosmetics. We just want to assure a person that, all right, he's getting out of his home. Doesn't matter. He doesn't have to, think about a lot of things, that whether he wants to eat it, or whether he wants to go into the hotel, or whether he wants to be sitting in a airport lounge. So at least his rights are secured. As a vegetarian, he can eat, drink, and sit and enjoy like other people. His right is not discriminated. So that's what our vision. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir, for this. And Kaushik sir, over to you. Sorry, Prabhu sir, over to you.
Thank you, Abhishek ji. It was a wonderful presentation, sir, and you put your points very clearly. And congratulations, thank you for the entire Satvik team for the 10 years of toiling and research and evolving with an idea of Satvik certification scheme. This could be one of the Indian scheme which is going to go global. I'm sure it will be a great success. And thank you everyone for participating in the webinar. And now it's the question and answer time.
Prabhuji, before we go for the question answer round, maybe if you can just explain about the certification process. I think there are a lot of questions on that process, okay, the requirements. So I'm just sharing my screen one more time. Maybe okay, you can explain based on this.
Yeah, it's typically approach. Yeah, it's typically similar to a third-party certification scheme like FSMS, FSSC, 9001, etc. We sign a contract with the client for 3 years. It followed by a stage 1 audit and stage 2 audit. Mandates are generally equivalent to QMS mandates because it's a quality certification scheme. Plus, and if at all any company is already certified to FSMS or FSSC by an accredited certification body, which is part of the IAF team, IAF council, then we get a good discount in the mandates. That's how it works. Only difference to other third-party certifications, here certificate will be valid for 1 year, and after every 1 year audit, we will be issuing a certificate, revised certificate for another 1 year. This is only to safeguard the malpractice in the market. Secondly, during 1 year of 1 year between 2 surveillances, there will be surprise audit, which is a really surprise. No announcement. Our auditors will go to the site on the same day morning, and maybe we start with some kind of a part of mystery kind of thing. Start consuming the product and then start the audit. That is what is thought, because it is important for companies to be always on toes to maintain the certification requirements, because the sentimental value for the Satvik product is much higher than any other scheme. And of course, additional requirement, as Dr. Kaushik said, every certified client must submit a mass balance statistics every quarter. And if it is not submitted, there may be some kind of suspension, etc. These things are being built in so that nobody does anything wrong and malpractices during their implementation.
I've got a question here.
Yes, please.
Like I'm a lead auditor 22,000.
Yeah.
Like how do we have any course or auditing process where we can also go in for the certificate?
Yeah, I think I replied to this question. You will have to attend maybe a small training program which we are designing now. You attend and get qualified, then you become a qualified auditor for Sattvic scheme. Any 5-day LA course is enough, either QMS, FSMS or FSSC. If you already done it, maybe a 2-day auditor training from our side. Will be launching it soon. You can.
This is from Bureau Veritas.
Yes, sir.
This is from Bureau Veritas? Or
Yeah. It will be Bureau Veritas, yes.
Yeah, the email which you had sent on for the webinar, Mr. Anurag, can we contact him or?
Yeah, you can contact Anurag or you can contact me also. I have put my email ID in the chat box. My name is Anand Prabhu. I'm taking care of the BV Assurance division.
Okay.
Yeah. Even Anurag question is okay, fine. Yeah, Mr. Satya has raised his hand.
Yeah, this is me, like
It was okay.
I somehow missed your email ID, so that's why
okay. I'll type it at the end, while just closing the call, I'll put my email ID there.
Okay.
And Chandrasekhar, CA Chandrasekhar.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have any
Hello.
question?
I want to say something. Yes, Abhishek can, if you want. Abhishek, shall I tell something what I'm working on? I'm working on something like degree for vegetarians in hotel management courses. Here we are talking about all Sattvic and all. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. Yes. No, if it is your Dr. Chandrasekhar, if it's a personal thing, maybe you can talk to Abhishek.
Not personal.
Yeah. If it is about the scheme, then we can discuss maybe. Because it, yeah, please.
That's why I don't know whether what I am saying is whether it fits in the theme. Because I always say for increasing the Sattvic and all that population, vegetarian population, and the people should have that facility of veg food available. So I'm working on something. I'm working for everybody, not for myself, basically. So there we are trying to degree for vegetarian in hotel management courses. So up till now you must be knowing that there is no degree. We know that now that degree is available. Hotel management, you can have learning of vegetarian only that it is available in 1774 IHM of National Council. So we have to simultaneously, of course, Abhishek and I, we are working on that. But so that's what I'm just telling everybody. Now that degree should be made focused so that more and more students will come to that. They will understand what Sattvic is, what veg is. Because otherwise these students, they are just focusing themselves on non-veg part of it.
Yeah.
So if the vegetarian students come into this field, because now up till now they are not allowed to come into by the families for various reasons. Now with this ability of this degree, now they can join this, and then we can automatically have more and more Sattvic and vegetarian students. So then they can understand what Sattvic is doing and everything. One more thing I was always telling, now there is some people always say, even once he eats non-veg, he himself calls himself as non-vegetarian. Instead, we should call him, okay, you are occasional, your main food is veg. So automatically from their mindset, indirectly that will come out. Because more and more people are turning veg and all. But some are still carrying that. Okay, we are eaten non-veg, so we are non-vegetarian. I always say, okay, no, we are eaten non-vegetarian. Still, your main food is veg, so you are vegetarian. So that their mindset changes, and then they can be turned to veg and Sattvic food. So that will bring more and more Sattvic agencies, and because we have to improve that also. The population also.
Mr. Anant, the point is right, but we cannot talk about people's eating habits. These are very sentimental issues, We can't get into that. One second. Before we move on that subject further, see, Sattvic has 3 dimensions. Actually, I wanted to run the video, it didn't work out. The first thing is the sustainability aspect, the climate change action. Any non-vegetarian food, the entire carbon footprint from a farm to fork for beef is 25 times, for chicken and mutton is 10 to 15 times the more consumption from a vegetarian food, because the plants require very little water and energy for growth, whereas animals require huge amount of feed. So that is one element. Globally, people are changing to vegetarians or vegans sometimes. Number one. Number two is our scheme involves a lot of food safety aspects. Like 22,000 only, but a lot of food safety aspect. Third is the concept of sattva. The nutrition plus sattvic also is used in the terms of soberness or docileness of the people. The world over, people are turning to more what do you say, more aggressive and more I think is a revolting kind of people. If the world peace is required, people have to become more docile. So these are the three major elements of sattvic scheme. So it has nothing to do with the food habit. But yes, if somebody wants to be a non-vegetarian, still he wants to consume sattvic food, it's great, no? Because he's going to contribute to the climate change. He's going to contribute to animal slaughter. The first video which I wanted to show, I had spoken more of the. Anyway, that is very sentimental subject. It's very difficult for certification body or Sattvic Council to talk on that. Otherwise, the product or the services that we certify will be Sattvic guaranteed. That is the intention. So, any more questions? Any more questions? Different questions on the scheme? Yeah, I think there are no questions. Dr. Kaushik and Abhishek ji, shall we close it off?
Yes, sir. I think it's good. We had a good session today.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
probably now we are looking forward to actually activate the entire certifications. I think today a lot of people came to know about it, and
Yes.
so forth and so on. I think the chain must. I think today we started the chain basically.
I've just got one more question, Mr. Prabhu. Like I'm from IHM Bhubaneswar.
Okay.
And like I would like to find out, like how we can collaborate and work with the Sattvic Council of India, and how to take it forward.
Can I answer that, sir?
Yeah, sure.
If you are you saying IHM, right?
IHM Bhubaneswar. I look after the product development and I'm a lead auditor.
Actually, I will tell you. Good afternoon. I'm Abhishek Biswas. I mean, you must have heard my presentation right now. So we have recently got connected with the National Council of Hotel Management, which is in Noida 64. You must 62. You know that. Basically, that is the governing body of all the IHMs, 22 IHMs in India, right?
That's right.
And the director who basically if you I think then you must be knowing Mr. Satveer Singh also.
Mm-hmm.
So basically Satveer ji and we are planning the entire there's going to be a new element put in up as how the kitchens and how the kitchens and all the entire training module would look like for all the IHMs for the vegetarian part. So I think yes. So I think that the National Council of the National Culinary, the Culinary Institute, which is next to the council, we will be certifying the base kitchen and the other areas. So now the entire synopsis is going to be divided in two. So one area where it will be all certified, Sattvic certified area, and the other area will be normal area of work. So this is going to come very soon, and it is going to be implemented throughout all the IHMs.
Okay. So can you just type in your email ID?
I think we've already typed in our email ID, info@Sattvic Council.
Pratishtha and info ID.
Okay, yeah. You can speak to Pratishtha because she takes care of all the academics part.
Yeah, I will be sending a test mail and we can.
Sure.
Let's take it forward because
yes, sure.
IHM Bhubaneswar is the nodal agency for the startup Odisha.
All right, all right.
Vis-a-vis
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Startup
I
India.
know that. Yeah, I know that. I know that. So probably the moment you get in touch with us, we'll connect. We'll connect back to you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. Prabhu sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, this is the same question. This is the same thing which I was talking to you like about a week back. Remember that we need to go and certify the kitchens now at the National Council.
Yeah.
So these are that's a part of the entire thing which we are going to start up. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
So
sir. I think
yeah, no more questions.
As we as been FSMS certified, we can also collaborate and see how best we can work out in this, because this is a temple city basically, and there are a lot of restaurants which are coming up.
Yeah. Okay.
So that is how.
Okay. All right. Thank you all the speakers, Dr. Kaushik and Dr. Abhishek. So